That's your job.
What?
I just follow. You hit the 1, 2, then I hit the 3, 4. That's
how's it going, guys?
that's
We're back at you with another episode of the So Pro Podcast. I am your host, T. Robinson, T. Rob, whatever you want to call me at this point. It's Sep30 on Instagram. That's SEPT 3IRTY 30 on Instagram.
And me love paying 92 even on a PA system. Now I do realize something too. He just brings my attention. You do gotta spell it out. Not paying PAIN, but paying PAYNE. Yeah, you just legit.
Yeah.
You just legit.
See,
I'm like, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I definitely do gotta do that.
Because when I say my name is Sep30 on Instagram, they might put SEPT then 30 instead of putting a 3IRTY.
It was hella times where
I should just put 30 to make it easier for people. I mean, just be honest, I should.
No, I think you should keep it the way you got it because it's like dope that way.
Yeah.
But you put the 30, you become like a hood term looking like style. But when you put that the way you got it, look like, oh, this is dope.
Okay. Well, today we'll be talking about music.
Dun dun dun.
Now, me and Reggie, we're typically hip hop when it comes to our music, but I will, venture off and talk about other forms of music as far as like pop or rock or even songs that I like from other genres, even though my base is hip hop. But before we get into that, we gotta, do our weekly catch ups and whatnot. So I see you got your son with you.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going. I mean, I had to yell a lot, but it's going.
That little nigga bad.
Yeah.
So it's funny because when I walked in, I see him. He look at me and he looks up. Mind you, he's a little dude. He looks up. He's like, "Whoa, you're a big man." I was like, "Yeah, you're a little man." So that was funny.
It was like a movie moment because I turned around. You can see him looking up like, "Whoa!" I'm like,
"Yeah, you just seem like
this seems like some scripted right now." It's like, I know it's not scripted. What the heck going on here?
It's always that picture on the internet all the time, and it's that picture of Rey Mysterio looking at the Great Khali, and he's just looking up, and he's like eye level with his belly button. That's what it looked like.
I was like, "Whoa, okay," like. Whoa. And it said, like, I probably need to work out more. You're not going to get tall. I'm sorry.
It's just not going to happen. He's not going to get that big, unfortunately. It's this thing called genetics, kids. They're a bitch. You can't just have what you want. If you could, then a lot of us would look a lot different.
Yeah, because a lot of us would be, let's be honest, a lot of us would be looking like either A, our favorite professional wrestler, or B, every time somebody hears somebody talk about Morris Chestnut, somebody tries so hard to boom, swoop their stuff into that.
See, I would like, if I could just change stuff around all willy-nilly, I'd like get my facial hair like really nice and thick, like full. That's one thing I'd be like, yeah. I mean, I keep my height. I like my size. I feel like I like pretty much everything about me. Just maybe a little tweak here, bigger B.
See, when it comes to me, I wouldn't look right tall. I look right short. But the only thing I would change is when I was younger, I was making fun of people with glasses. I would change that. That's the only thing. And that has nothing to do with the facial.
Fix your vision.
I would no longer be the dumb-minded kid who's, oh, you got glasses. You would never get a girl.
I
was so wrong.
I actually like my glasses. I actually picked these ones up not too long ago. And these were like some of my favorite frames to get in the Ray-Bans. So I got 3 pairs of Ray-Bans, and I tell you, as a kid, you do not appreciate what your parents give you.
Yeah, because they be like 500 sometimes. Like, yo, I got the Ray-Bans, I got the 2 reading like style glasses style. Because I'm like, hey, sometimes I want to, be like, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I want to be like, easy E, fuck the world,
See, I would try to look smart, but like when I get my glasses, I want them to like speak my personality. Yeah. Like, boom, I got these nice trim gold frames with a nice look. I like it. I like how it looks with my face.
It's weird, too, because dumb people do make statements like, You know you can't fight because you got glasses on. You be like, I bet I'll beat your punk ass though. And that element said, they be like, it's all positivity here, buddy. You be like, yo, shut up, chill.
I mean, it is what it is. So, you got any stories you want to get into as far as embarrassing stories?
Oh, embarrassing stories. I can't have any thought of it. Nah, I'm tapped out of becoming embarrassing stories.
I was talking to you earlier. I told you I was going to talk about me witnessing somebody get fired.
Yeah, you did.
See, I was going to do that, but I might save that for another week because something happened to me that was pretty fucking embarrassing. And let me tell you. So I be in and out of a bunch of stores all day while I'm at work. I'm not saying what my profession is, but I just be in and out of a bunch of stores. And whenever I need to use the restroom, without fail, the men's restroom is on the right side. Always go to the right side, to the right side, to the right side. I was in a grocery store. This day. It's the end of my day. I had to take a piss so bad.
And you end up...
Just let me finish the story. So, I go to the restroom. The doors are open on both restrooms, so the doors aren't closed. It's like one of those restrooms where you got to hang a left, and then there's all the stalls and the hand washing and whatnot, and you only see the sign on the door if you was to look to the right to see which gender bathroom it was. So, I walk into the women's restroom. I didn't know it was the women's restroom. I'm just thinking, I gotta take a piss. I walk, I'm like, there's no urinals. Okay, that's odd. Not thinking about
this is different.
Yeah,
weird.
Not thinking about there's stalls. There's 3 stalls. There's 3 stalls.
High end bathroom here. This is weird.
I was like, there's 3 stalls. So the first stall, somebody's in there, and the last stall, somebody's in there. I know because both of them are locked. I go into the middle stall. I'm like, I should lift this toilet seat up. I'm like, I ain't lifting up this dirty ass toilet seat. I start taking a piss. I'm taking a piss. I'm like, oh man, this is relieving. Just relieving. And there's a little splatter on the seat, but I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, ain't no nigga gonna come in here and take a shit. I walk out the stall, go to the sink, wash my hands, get my hands all clean, do the standard hand washing procedures. Then I go to the air dryer. I'm at the air dryer drying my hands, and a woman walks in the restroom, and she actually works for the store. She walks in, she looks at me like, what the fuck are you doing here? And then I'm looking at her like, bitch, you walking in the men's restroom, what the fuck are you doing? And as we both look at each other, confused, I see the door behind her have the woman's restroom symbol on there. I was like, if I was white, I would have turned so pale. I was like, ooh, I'm so sorry. I came to the wrong restroom. I didn't know. She was like, that's okay, it's all fine. And then I leave, and I'm like, I'm leaving this store. I'm out. And as I'm leaving, like, oh, fuck. There's a little splash on the seats. Fuck. So, yeah, that was...
because look, technically speaking, you know for a fact, in a public restroom, no guy can complain about a splash on the seat, but I say in the public, I just say at home. But still, damn, it's a girl restroom. She
in a public restroom, in the men's restroom, if there's splash on the seat, there's splash on the seat. I'm not touching that seat. I'm going to just take my piss.
She's one of those, and then they flush by itself normally. And they don't, just put the feet up there and flush it out.
Yeah, use the shoe, the foot to flush it.
I did that so many times in school. Like, nah, I'm not touching this shit.
No. School restrooms were the worst. But I really felt so bad because I was legit. I just thinking about what these women might have been thinking in each of those stalls as they're just sitting down.
They probably sit there in fear, that's a guy.
And they just hear strong. I didn't say nothing. I was quiet as fuck. I was just using the restroom. Like I ain't saying nothing to nobody. I'm using the restroom, and they just hear the strong ass current in the stall next to them. They either thinking this bitch pissed strong as fuck, or I don't know what else. Women, if you were
they probably thought he was a. Yeah.
I mean, hey,
They probably thought he was. Yeah, they probably. I said probably.
But I'm not with that. So and I don't want to seem like a creeper, because I got.
No, not the creeper.
I got a daughter.
They probably thought you was a
trans.
That's all my.
Even then, you still got this.
Yeah, but they'd be entitled to use that.
Well, I'm not gonna get into this talk about the genders and whatnot.
They probably thought you was that. They probably was like, oh, tripping. They probably thought, they seen the big shoes. They probably thought, hey.
I'm not well versed.
They probably wasn't tripping.
I'm not well versed to talk about that, so I'm gonna just.
It's called research.
I don't feel like doing it. Just to be honest, and if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not gonna talk about it.
I mean,
until I feel like doing it.
I mean, you still handle it properly too, because you like I do, where you don't say the wrong thing. Like when we were teenagers, we would just said, we're saying shit. We just said we'll be canceled today if we say that.
Oh,
we're saying stuff that we
that F word. Ooh, that F word was funny.
Every day, all day, yo, it was just everywhere.
That Maggie word, just put the F for the take with him, put the F. That Maggie. Ooh.
And then sometimes people would say it with so much intensity, and I was that person saying it to somebody with so much intensity. You would see the hurt feeling somebody out like, you really believe that way? You're like, no, I'm just playing.
I find it funny that we really use gay as an insult.
Yeah,
like it's wrong to be gay.
I mean. Now let me end the segment like you. You know it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So no stories, nothing for you. Nothing?
I mean,
you ain't got nothing.
I got nothing. Like, shit. I'm trying. Okay, let me see if I can step on one this week. I
got nothing.
No, I got.
All right, well let's get into this motherfucking music talk. Cause that's why we.
The sweater. Look at the sweater. I had to dress according to I had to.
Now, Reggie, I'm gonna ask you something, and this is anybody that's watching this, feel free to comment.
Yeah.
Or listening, feel free to comment. But who is your favorite artist and why?
Okay, my favorite artist. My favorite artist will. I will honestly.
Will Smith?
No. Will have to be again Tupac Shakur. Why? Because you know how, alright, the story goes is like this. Like when he first came out, right? Mm-hmm. When he first came out, the first single that everybody released is "Dear Mama," or one of those singles that everybody released on his front album. And there was like the people was calling him like corny, yada yada yada. I'm like, he's my favorite artist. I'm like, yo, it reminds me that I was doing when I was a kid, and people like that's super corny, and all of a sudden, oh, you're older now, or with him, he's no longer here. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, people buying his style of music, want to do emotional style music. I'm like, yo, y'all calling his stuff corny when he first came around, and then on top of that, he's my favorite artist too. When I'm like, yo, anybody who know me, before on 2012, I was always trying to make poems on Facebook and try to transition them into rap. Mm-hmm. I'm like, when I found out, I'm like, yo, definitely my favorite artist. You can turn it because when you do the poem and the rap, you know how to transition and segue words into something. Anyway, I'm like, yo, yeah, definitely my favorite artist.
Well, a lot of people won't believe this, but my favorite artist is Taylor Swift.
Oh, he's that
Taylor
artist.
fucking Swift. That's Taylor motherfucking Swift. Let me tell you why. Because when she was out, this was when I was in high school, and I heard that song, which is like, she wore short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain, and I'm on the motherfucking bleachers. Oh, goosebumps.
You got her delivery.
Look at tomorrow. Goosebumps. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Her delivery too, where she sounded like that again. A trending word that people use on my She sounded like that person too. Her delivery, like she don't understand. She was like again the
why
girl,
can't you see?
Like,
you belong with
certain musicians. I compare it to hops to them because they never understood where and why people shedding them out.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not my favorite artist.
I know you. I
fuck with Taylor Swift.
You can tell by her delivery that she really saying out emotions. Like some of the she be saying, you like, yo, you really feel that because for a fact and I understand that too because like. A lot of content I make is legit based off of why y'all trying to shield me out. What are y'all doing that's so better than me?
My thing with Taylor Swift, which I feel a lot of people do, is she'll get in a relationship just for musical inspiration. No. I think I'm gonna digress from that though and just talk about my real favorite artist. And my real favorite artist is Kendrick Lamar.
Who didn't know that? Oh, y'all didn't know that.
The audience, not everybody knows, but my favorite artist is Kendrick Lamar.
You got obsessed after the Kid Massey?
Oh, after Good Kid, I was a fan with Section 80, but Good Kid, Mad City just brought it over the
He
top.
showed me his after like the mixtapes that was raw, but when I really became a fan, even before Good Kid, Mad City came out was when I had the Game Red album, and he did his little verse, and you know me, they had that cinematic video where he was rapping at the same time. I was like, yo, this guy's raw.
So this is why I like Kendrick Lamar. A lot of artists, like not all artists, just a lot of people, when they be like, oh, my favorite rapper is this, they expect all these rappers to come with extreme punchlines and metaphors. That's kind of like the Lil Wayne style. Don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne is a certified.
That's why when it came to rapping, I didn't even touch on like punchlines. Yada yada. I just touched on like pure emotions.
See, the thing about so I'm gonna go back to the Lil Wayne thing because Lil Wayne is definitely a certified GOAT. But the reason I like Kendrick Lamar more is because how he raps his raps, how he tells his stories, and you can tell he's really smart, but he gives you the words how the people digest it easily.
And it's a difference too. It's a podcast situation when you come to Kendrick and Lil Wayne, even J. Cole and Kendrick, I put them in the same boat. Lil Wayne, I put him on the Eminem boat because sometimes he makes songs, yes, they're really good, but he ain't saying nothing. There's no content or merit behind the song. It's nothing. He's saying dope stuff, and people are like, it's slapping. I'm like, why you should? Sounds like certain music. When I'm hanging out, I can listen. It's been a little when we all hanging out because we just hanging out. I'm not looking for no deep shit at the moment. We just hang. I put him in that, but he did try that stuff, but he know his lane. He tried that before. He know his lane though.
So Tupac is your favorite hip hop artist. Kendrick Lamar is my favorite hip hop artist. I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna go back to the songs, your favorite artist songs from that artist.
Yeah.
But I want to go to a different genre too, just with the pop.
Oh.
Cause like pop and hip hop, they kind of go hand in hand. Like those ones kind of pretty much. I don't know much about country, so I can't talk about that. What's your favorite pop artist?
Artist was and still is XX.
XX?
Yeah, XX. When I first heard that his song in 2016, and I was so mad because after he R.I.P. Everybody I was trying to put on him all of a sudden started posting on social media. I'm like, yo, I was trying to put you. He was like, nah, he's not my style of music. Now this, I missed you, bro. And I'm like, yo, what? That was my artist. I'm like, hey. He was a pop artist, but he reminded me of soft rock. I love soft rock music. He had dropped some tracks, and he'd have his like delivery, his wordplay, but at the same time, his hooks would be like so emotional. You felt it because for a fact he's not just saying that to sell records. His mental was actually there. So he's my favorite pop artist, and my actually like listen to like wildly pop artists would have to be I was gonna say Lil Uzi, but he got the same style of music as XX.
Hey, I ain't gonna fuck. Lil Uzi is a motherfucking rock. He's a motherfucking rock star. I don't give a fuck. I fuck with Lil Uzi too.
I call him pop because they in between both of them, and they can drop those songs. They ding 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 ding, and they can still be like yo. And then we wasn't judgmental kids, so we was always listening to rock. So when they come to rap like that, even though sometimes you do go hardcore, people they be like comparing them to real life. Like real life good rap artists, I'm not saying they're not good, but like they got a different sound and style. You cannot even put them in the same sentence as the other rap artists.
Yeah.
So I put them in a pop where they still as dominant as the rap artists, but they dominate in their lane. Yeah. And they also make equally good feeling music too.
Okay. So for me, with the pop star, I don't have a favorite pop star. Because I just enjoy the genre.
Your favorite pop star was Britney Spears. She's lying to you.
Whatever, but just the genre altogether, I love what pop brings to music. I love how it makes you feel.
Yeah, because the energy is never like negative. It's always
upbeat.
It's always one of those where you listen to it, you're like, you know what? I was about to be a dead poor asshole and say some real shit. But this song, I'm feeling this right now.
That shit makes you feel a certain type of way. It's just like certain pop songs that are out. I forgot. There's one that's out right now. I forget the name, and it's this woman, and the baby's on there, and it's like, I got you.
I know what song you're talking about. I don't even know the name.
Hey, that's a nice little bop. You feel me? And then I'm a fan. Like I like a lot of Taylor Swift. Her older shit. Her new stuff I don't really fuck with. But a lot of her older shit I did fuck with. Same with like Rihanna.
Now the card, Joker played it. Now it's time to throw in your favorite rap artist, but also known in the pop verse. While we on the pop second, my favorite rap artist that's also diverse in pop verse, what had to be hands down, if it's not Tupac, is Drake.
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 Drake. See,
everything.
Drake. He's a rapper, but he's a pop star.
Yes.
So I don't want to argue with nobody about this. Don't argue this with me. Drake is a motherfucking pop star, and he is the biggest pop star on the world.
He's so big, he got people right now when they're in the hood with their pants sagging, smoking the blunt. Like, I need to get him on the track, bruh. And Drake like, yo,
hey,
bro, what is this? And Drake's legit proper talker. He's not bruhing people. He's broing. Yeah,
see,
dude. Yeah,
Drake
totally.
is like the golden goose of hip hop. If you get a Drake verse, that's like getting your foot in the game. Like,
the thing is, a lot of people mess up their Drake verse when getting cleared because the moment they get it, they do exactly what these clout chasing MCs do. They start posting like, look at the moment they start posting screenshots like, and then Drake and his people, they be like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not even clearing that no more. So they just have it in the vote, and you're never gonna hear it unless somebody sneak and put it on SoundCloud.
I mean, you got to think about it though. Like, I'd be excited about having a Drake verse.
I mean,
I can understand the excitement of having a Drake verse. Like,
the thing is, I would be excited. But it's the same thing, like I told you, the method I use with the underground artists that's got a name value. And when I'm not posting it until you're posting. Did y'all post it? Did you once y'all do it, you give me the clearance. Like, okay, we're going to have the business talk where, okay, it's good. Okay, so good if I talk about this, then we do that. Then it's cleared. All our people talk to each other. Then we can go and go forth. But if we just automatically do like, the cliche, oh my God, I got a popsicle.
I mean, but at the end of the day, I understand the excitement. Cause
yeah, I get it, but when it comes to, people think music is just music. You go to the studio and record. When it comes to like legal teams, it's like you just gotta go. You gotta go.
I'm not well versed in that either.
You gotta go according to, and sometimes even in the studio when they're recording, they go and they talk about that stuff, and they just instantly just boom do that. That's like me. I'm like, I get it. Cause I legit, every artist who did that screenshot of Drake, I was the first people in that comment like, yo, respect. You got his ear. Your music got his ear.
I lied. I fucking lied. One of my favorite pop stars is fucking Justin Bieber, hands down. Don't fucking talk to me. Fucking Justin Bieber. He
used to make fun of me for singing Baby Baby So.
I was singing it too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
You were singing it on the cover. You was legit singing it on the under.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
I was singing it out loud, trying to sing.
I low key had Bieber fever. I ain't even gonna cap. Like when it was a real thing, I'm like. And then he had that song with Ludacris. That shit kind of.
That was the song that came out.
That's that baby, right?
Yeah, that's the song that came out last year at high school.
Bro, I knew the whole Ludacris verse, and I tried to make it seem like I didn't like the Justin Bieber part.
It was so weird too, because I was still listening to that with my headphones at the time. It was on Grand Avenue after I got out of high school, and we're sitting on the couch in the garage. I had that playing, and don't get me wrong, I had Big Time Rush player too, with Snoop Dogg there too. This thing was like, what's this thing listening to? And the hood people, they're like, yo, I don't act like y'all don't hear these songs and be like, yo, this is actually really good.
It's definitely about. When I used to work at Taco Bell. Yeah. The district manager there, he was a big Justin Bieber fan, and I'm thinking, you grown ass man.
I mean, honestly, I learned now too. When you be like, when you hear a story about artists, and you be like, they be like, oh yeah, this artist, he was a big fan of Whitney Houston. I'm like, dude, I understand now. Cause I'm like, that make me diverse, way more diverse in writing. And I can just play. I can go into a pop song, go to a big time, just play that. I'm like, yo. They got a cadence, they got a certain way and a form of faction, and I'm just that's like just the personal issue and why I listen to because they make good songs. I'm like, I understand why.
And how do you feel about another pop star about the name Post Malone?
Oh, Post Malone, winning. He's like soon to be over. He's like soon to be hot like Drake in his future.
See, I'm not. Yeah, I low key agree with you because when I looked at my most played artists of 2019. It was Post Malone. I ain't gonna lie. He's by far my favorite.
No.
My favorite white artist is Post Malone.
I shit you not. I did have my moment with him. Like when Chucky first started putting people on Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, hell no. And I tried to put people on 2 Chainz. Everybody was like, no. I did have my moment when y'all was listening to him
I put Chucky on Post Malone.
When you was playing them, I was like, what the hell is this? Remember, every time you play this song, I was like, dude, what is this? Change this. I would do that so much. I'm like, I had that moment with a lot of artists that I play a lot consistently today.
Yep. I was like, there's like just a certain artist that I've always fucked with, and some people like, oh, I'm not fucking with that, but like, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like Post Malone was one of them. Migos was one of them. Fucking Young Thug was one of them.
Young Thug is still.
There was a lot of people.
Young Thug is there. Every time I have a conversation with somebody, I'm like, yo, one of the first artists I would reach out to when I ever get, currency, is Young Thug. He definitely jumping on the verse. He definitely giving his little thug twist to the song. I'm like, yo.
Oh,
Thugger. Hey, again, we all had those moments when we was younger where we all had we had those boxed in music moments where somebody plays something would be like, oh, no. Somebody put the music in the aux cord, you be like, ain't nobody vibe.
There's certain songs that you listen to by yourself.
Yeah, it's one of those, and it's one of those where you finally just be like, you know what, you're on your YouTube, and all of a sudden it's in your suggestions. You play it again, you be like, I get why the person was in that now. That's like when you came over in 2012 and you put Hobson on, you put Illmind 5 on the Illmind series. Then next you know, you called me like a week after. You was like, oh yeah. And I started naming the songs. You was like, oh, you been checking it out? And I'm like, yeah. One of those. Hey, Hobson was one of those artists where I wasn't like, oh hell no, cut it off. Hey, he was talking about the stuff that, if you know me, I even consider myself somewhat a little bit. I'm open-minded a lot now, but I do have my closed-minded moments when it comes to like music and my opinions on music. People like, I know for a fact. So I'm like. So when I heard Hobson, I'm like, I was really as a young-minded, closed-minded stage. So everything he was talking about, I'm like, yo.
It was pretty dope.
Hey,
see, I have a love-hate relationship with Hobson.
I know this.
With music, because
I remember when we played the new album for you and Knock Madness, we was in the car. He was like, see, my thing is with Hobson is, I was like, I'm like, you put us on.
Exactly, like I like him, but I just feel like he spends a lot of his time bashing other people. Yeah. Like, even though sometimes it's warranted, I'm like, just focus on yourself, King. Shit.
See, the thing is, that's what made me look back and I look at my conscience. I'm like, yo, that's our thing. We'd be so angry if we would just bash it. I'm like, that's why sometimes I'm like, let me double back and not go in on people. Like, nah. Because every content I release, people know for a fact, yo, this guy, he about to. Something else came out that he just don't agree with. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, let me not.
Like focus on yourself, King. So, but we spent a lot of time on pop right now, but we're gonna all this gonna come back full circle.
But Hobson ain't pop though.
We're gonna come back full circle. Now we're gonna go into the R&B side of it. Now, I don't want to say I feel like R&B is a dying breed, because it's not. It's not. I just don't think.
It's not coming as strong as it used to.
Yeah, it's not coming as strong as it used to. Like, even when it comes to like those early 2000 R&Bs and like those 90s R&B songs, these new ones, they got some cool. I ain't gonna lie, some of these new R&B artists, I fuck with.
A lot of them is good,
tough.
But a lot of them, they have the early stages of when you're growing up stage where even though you don't know yourself yet, so they try their hardest to even sample old cats beats. So they try their hardest to bait on people by even trying to imitate them. I'm like, yo, I haven't imitated nobody since I was younger. Y'all can find y'all voice so easy.
I'm gonna just put it like this: I fuck with a lot of new R&B artists. I really do, but I'm not holding a candle to fucking Maxwell, because Maxwell is by far one of my favorite R&B artists, along with Alicia Keys. I
believe R&B is like a dying voice so much that. I mean, when you first fucking played T-Rod $sign in front of me, I wasn't influenced. I go back and I fucking play everyone, even though he's one of those diversities, he still might do. I go back and play him. I go back and play the one guy I didn't like, the one August. I didn't like August at first at all.
I'm still not a fan of August.
And I'm like, certain things, I'm like, it's nostalgia, I can say, because I go back and I play those songs, I'm like, nah. At first I was like, and I told people, I'm like, when I heard this at first, I was like, cut that off. I don't like that. Nah. You trying too hard. Now I'm just like, yo.
There's definitely, but there's still some good songs out there that are more newer, and artists that are more newer. Like, just a few examples of newer artists that I like, that I think are like, kind of have that nice old school vibe that I like, is one of them's Her.
Oh yeah, Her.
Her is a gorgeous soul.
Then
I
you
love
might
her
not
music.
want to not
And
leave
then
SZA out
same-
the conversation.
SZA too. And
That's my wife.
And Ella Mai. Ella Mai is my wife. Fucking love Ella Mai.
Nah, that's my wife too. He's on you.
You can't have two wives, bro.
I mean, I'm not living in America, so I can do it.
Whatever. But Ella Mai, I love me some Ella Mai. Like, just because she's gorgeous.
She remind me of somebody you I legit every time I see her face, I'm like you, even though she never lived out here, I'm like you like one of those girls that I know for a fact if I would have seen you in high school, I would have been crushing on her heavy.
Oh, I'm crushing.
She had that.
I'm crushing on her as a grown ass man. What you talking about?
I'm saying she just reminded me of somebody you was sitting in that like North Highlands area, one of those schools, playing at the park, being at the park and stuff. You're like, yo. You remind me of somebody in those areas. You wasn't necessarily with the bunch, but you was always the person that was with the bunch. Yeah. You wasn't doing exactly what the bunch was doing, but you was with them.
Yeah.
You know, you was that best friend. They tell you everything. They know they could trust you. You was that person. You wasn't the one doing it to you. She was the one who was loyal. Everybody else was the one doing the ridiculous stuff. You remind me of somebody like that.
Yeah, another gorgeous woman. Sir, I know Sir. He doesn't get enough credit. I personally feel like Sir don't get enough credit as a male male R&B artist, and he has a great catalog of music that I'm just
and it's weird too because he's been releasing
for a long time,
forever,
a fucking long time.
As a creative mind, and constantly release, and not hit that miss. I'm like, yo, you have something here. Because I'm like, when you create, sometimes you have those hits, sometimes you have those misses. Even no matter what you create in life, I'm like, yo, yeah, you keep naming, you're getting golden ones.
Now, anybody that's listening right now, I don't want y'all to be like, oh, they forgot to mention this person. There's a lot of good people that we're probably not even going to mention.
Nobody got time to
keep. We ain't got time to just mention everybody because we could be here all day. We could record legit 3-4 episodes just on this subject alone. But I like to be well versed. Now we're going to go back to the hip hop, right? And since your favorite artist is Tupac, give me your favorite album by him and your favorite song by him and why.
All right. First and foremost, my favorite album by him is Strictly for My Niggas.
And why?
Yep. When you hear that album, every time you slip, unlike me, I'm one of those music fans where when you skip it, the tracks and listen to music, they all don't sound the same. They all don't legit feel like the same song. And when I listen to Strictly for My Niggas, that's one of my favorite albums because I have a lot of people's favorite song on there. Keep Your Head Up. Yeah, I hope I'm not missing that one. I think Keep Your Head Up on Strictly for My Niggas.
Okay.
Then have that over there, and then when you hear that, now people normally hear one track from an artist, they think that whole album is toned that way. The album is not toned at all like that. Like it's toned totally like different and structured so welly that you're like, yo, this album is raw.
Okay. And your favorite song by him?
My favorite song by Tupac is Life of an Outlaw on the Machiavelli album. Not even on Strictly for My Niggas, on the Machiavelli album.
So why is that your favorite song by him?
Because he showed people claim they're Tupac fans, but everybody again try to come on like Lil Wayne and sometimes people try to imitate Maz and shit like that sometimes. But Tupac was one of the smartest artists where he can legit say some real life dope ass wordplay, yada yada yada, and still leave it simple. But you be like, yo, boom, and still tell a whole story on top of that.
Okay.
I'm like, not a lot of people diverse like that where they tell a story. Nowadays, I know the artists nowadays, they tell a story, but they stuck on the same story. They ain't got no growth in their story. They're not saying no. They're just stuck on the same story.
Yeah.
That one image and spotlight. Tupac was somebody who can, boom, spotlight, and tell a story sometimes in one song. Switch transition the story in one song.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody's doing that nowadays. Okay. Nobody's.
Well, I'm going to go with my favorite artist, who is Kendrick Lamar. And my favorite album by him, some might think I would have said Good Kid, Mad City, but I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to pick To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly is definitely my favorite album. I'm starting to sound like you now. Only because it aged so well. Like, the message that it had then, you can still apply to what's going on today in real life. It's so easily digestible, so well put together. Just the skits he has in it, just all together. Overall, it's a classic, certified classic album that's going to go down as one of the greatest albums. It's just so relatable, especially to like me being black.
Yeah.
The black experience.
See, that's why I F with people like J. Cole, Tupac, and Kendrick. I'm like, hey, because me, we diverse hip hop people. We listen to hood music. Everything don't apply to every. You can be a hood person named black. That's not applying to every black person. Talk about pimping, whipping. That's not all applying to every black one. But when you hear people like Kendrick, J. Cole, you can easily press play on their song.
Speaks to the culture.
And they speak, and they have a voice, and they're conscious. They're conscious musicians. Now, people have their moments where they go unconscious, but they known as conscious, so they can get away with that. But when you come out as just unconscious, when the moment you try to do that, let me step into the different light. People gonna be like, nah, we ain't messing with this.
That ain't you. What you doing?
Because when you come out, you build an image for yourself. When you drop so many projects and they all the same, that's your image now. You cannot transition to another image.
Exactly.
And and they got, again, Be Free, J. Cole. You can press play on that song today, and that shit came out in 2016. And that's still gonna be like,
still a good song.
Whoa.
So I can't pick a favorite song by him that I like because there's just too many.
You got
too many good ones that I feel that I'm like, I can't pick this one over that one. So I'm gonna just stick with that album. And one of my favorite songs off that album is You Ain't Gotta Lie. And it's pretty much telling like you ain't gotta lie to kick it. And like I love that song so much because I know a handful of people that message can apply to where they feel like they have to like try to fit in.
Yeah.
And the song was telling like, hey, you don't got to try to fit in to hang out with the people that you want to hang out with. Just be yourself.
It sucks too because in Sac and Oakland, even Stockton, you see a lot of that where you can hang out with somebody and they being themselves. The moment they get around a group, a clique, or somebody, all of a sudden they go from that properly talking person to, oh, we hood now, we gangster, yada yada yada. I don't respect nobody.
It's like you don't gotta lie. You don't gotta lie to kick it. These people aren't gonna look at you any different. If I don't drink alcohol and I'm with people that drink alcohol, I'm not going to drink alcohol just to fit in. Like I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. Just simple as that. And I just feel like there's so many people that try to fit in and they want the validation. Now that word validation, remember that because we're going to speak on that next episode. But they just want that so much.
The thing is though, when they don't understand too, their minds is again they got closed minded because they still stuck, even though they could be my age, older, way older. They still had a high school mindset, not knowing. Dude,
pause that. That's going into next.
Oh damn it.
Just pause that. I see where you're going there, but like I said, that's going to be on the next week episode with validation. But we're going to just go ahead and skim past what we got going on right now and just hop back into the pop section because I explained my favorite artists and favorite songs that I like off that album. You did with yours. Now, when it comes to pop, I don't know a lot of pop artists, but I know a lot of pop songs. Now, do you have a pop song that you feel like changed? How can I word this? Let me think about it. Have you heard a pop song that just anytime you hear changes a vibe for you?
Oh yeah. Ooh. Yes. Hey, ironically, let me go back and step on the Justin Bieber first album thing, okay?
okay.
The first, the song wasn't even Baby. That's one of them. That one, the whole thing that changed the whole But the other one, I don't even remember the name, but I know it started. I always knew you would. I can't even sing. But that one, I think it's called The One or Her. One of those. That song, that boom. That even as a dope, I hear that. My vibe is like, yo. And I'm like, when a song is good, when you somewhat subliminally reference it sometimes, we wouldn't even catch it. I'm like, and me, I have an act that's referencing music, and I like to test people music knowledge.
Well, so I got a list right now, right? And I'm gonna just name off just a few pop songs, and I just want you to let me know, like, what do you feel about these pop songs? I'll let you know what I feel about them. I don't even know if you even heard this one because it's a relatively newer. Harry Styles. Yes, Harry Styles. You know who Harry Styles from, right? One Direction. He has a song out called Watermelon Sugar Heart. Have you heard it?
Never heard it.
What? You haven't heard Watermelon Sugar? Oh, such a good pop song. I would play it, but let's just keep it going.
Copyrights.
So we got Rihanna, We Found Love. We found love in a way. That one doesn't do much for me.
No, that one, I don't. When I heard it, then when it came out, it was like I think I was dating somebody at the time, and then I hear it, it's just like, really, it's a vibe changer.
So here's one, and it's probably the biggest pop song
Ever
to ever hit the charts. Well, one of the biggest pop songs to ever hit the charts. And it's from your boy Lil Nas X with Old Town Road.
That's definitely a vibe changer.
That's a crowd changer, right? Hey, you play Old Town Road, the elementary kids school, they're going
That's
crazy.
why it's a vibe changer for me, because I'm like, when I first heard this song, I heard of it, because we gotta be on the internet.
Yeah.
I heard it when it was new, and nobody heard of it.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of, months, everybody rocking around playing that, and then one of those angry vibes. You go from, I'm hearing
that
this
song was on the chart for months.
Not saying it's a bad song, it's one of those. When I first heard it, it was like, I'll F with it. After a while, you start hearing something so much, and when I say so much, I'm like,
it was everywhere.
It's not like hearing a hood track, and then you go somewhere like 10 blocks down the road, and somebody playing the same track. That was everywhere. Every apartment building, everywhere.
That was the song of 2019. Damn near the song of 2020, but it was definitely the song of 2019 for sure. That's like that song just took over the charts. Old Town Road, Lil Nas X, you're a fucking musical genius and the best crunchy star ever. I don't want to hear shit from nobody. Now, I'm gonna just name a couple more songs. So we have Royals, came out in 2013 by Lorde. I thought that was Willow Smith when I first heard it, I'm not gonna lie. Then we got Rolling in Deep by Adele. I fucking love.
I still listen to that song.
I love Adele.
There's a fire. Yeah.
We got All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor. I'm not a fan of Meghan Trainor. I'm just not. But a lot of people are.
All About That Bass sound like a song I heard too damn much and didn't like it.
Another song that was a big pop song in 2008, Single Ladies by Beyonce. See?
I hate that song.
I don't see.
Let me tell you why I hate that song.
Go ahead.
Because again, let's touch on, a couple months ago, a month ago, I'm gonna say, somebody pointed out that artists say stuff and they get people confused, even though they said that, their lifestyle ain't that. So she had a bunch of people saying what she was saying.
This is great.
And, she wasn't really living that lifestyle with single ladies.
You want to get that?
So, moment of silence. Holy shit.
Now, there's a... What the fuck was... I just lost it. But I'm gonna go back to single ladies. So, it was exactly what you were saying with the fucking single lady shit. So I like Beyonce. I really do. But you gotta remind bitches that they ain't Beyonce. Beyonce make bitches feel like they Beyonce.
Yeah.
And you gotta remind bitches that they ain't Beyonce. And she was like, she made a song about single ladies when she's fucking married. And all these women, because I don't want to call them bitches, all these women that are single, they're like, yeah, girl, like,
and that's
what?
That's my whole thing too. Like these musicians, they be married. The man be talking about pimping and disrespect the woman, getting the young guy's mind corrupted. And the ladies be talking about single and not trusting no man, and they be married. I'm like, can y'all just actually release content that's legit, flexing off your life, not something you think, oh, my people said it's good, so I'm gonna make it because my homies are doing it, or my girl's making songs like this. Let me do it.
So another one, Billie Jean. You know what year that came out?
1980 something.
1988. Great song. And here's another song that I cannot help but sing anytime I hear when it comes on is Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Because that shit is catchy. That shit is just by far one of the catchiest Taylor Swift songs.
It's like nostalgia when you hear it now.
Shake it off, shake it off.
Again, that was a little not before that, because that was everywhere.
Oh, bro.
That was everywhere.
I'm also a big fan of Ed Sheeran. I love Ed Sheeran's music, and he got Thinking Out Loud. That's a good ass song. We got Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars when he started to get funky with his music. Then we got Usher, yeah. You got What You Say by, I hate Jason Derulo. My girlfriend, she's a fan of Jason Derulo, but I cannot stand Jason Derulo. A classic Britney Spears song, Toxic. That is a good ass song. Then we got Lizzo, Truth Hurts. My daughter loves that song. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know why my daughter's a big fan of Lizzo for some reason. Then we got Hey Ya by Outkast. That came out 2003 as well. I actually thought it came out 2004. It shows what I know, right? Then we got The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. Another banger. We got Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. That's before she turned into the In the Club.
That was the transition.
That was a transition song. Party in the USA was definitely the transition song. After Party in the USA came out, Miley Cyrus started to go on
you do notice too with a lot of artists, they always have that in between
transition
transition album before they transition. All of a sudden they do like I forget the dude name who already did a tribute to Tupac. They started doing that little social media stats where all of a sudden they do that transition thing, and then the albums all of you like, oh, it makes sense now. You selling something.
Then there's Blurred Lines when Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams got sued for sampling a song without permission. But Blurred Lines is definitely a nice little bop. So we got Cardi B, I Like It Like That. That's a nice little pop banger.
Again, nostalgia, but in a bad way.
I'm a fan of Billie Eilish and Bad Guy. I like that song. So there's that. What else we got on this list? I don't know these other ones. But we got an assortment of pop songs.
Yeah.
That I'm definitely a fan of. I'm a fan of more than half this list of like the top pop songs.
A lot of your names is weird because the song started playing in my head a little bit. And I'm like, damn.
So, who's your favorite R&B artist?
Favorite R&B artist? Okay, favorite R&B artist. Again, that's an unknown individual. Everybody only know one song by him.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McGee. Mm-hmm. Everybody only know My Story because people still believe that he's dead because the rumor that happened when we was in high school. But yeah, favorite R&B artist.
Well, my favorite R&B artist is Maxwell. I don't give a fuck. Don't at me, bruh.
Adam,
don't at
Adam,
me, bro.
Adam.
I can't.
Adam.
There's a lot of artists that can sing, but they don't fuck with Maxwell's range. I don't give a fuck. The way he hit those falsettos, niggas like the Dream tried it. The Weeknd, they try it, but they can never be Maxwell. I don't care.
You just named two good R&B artists.
Two good artists. Like, and don't get me wrong, I fuck with the Dream. The Dream, he was pivotal in my junior high career when it came to the ladies. Because all the little girls in junior high that I was at, they loved the Dream. And I needed to have some knowledge on the Dream to get to know these young women. And the Dream,
So you did the Stifler.
I guess you could say I did the Stifler. The Dream, he's a goat in my eyes. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna name off a couple dope R&B songs that we have on this list. Oh wow, I'm surprised that's actually on the R&B list. I consider that pop. This is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. That's crazy. Okay. Then we got Pick Up Your Feelings by Jasmine Sullivan. That's I love Jasmine Sullivan, but imagine a nigga not a nigga, but a bitch telling you pick up your feelings after she hurt you. Pick your feelings up, cuz.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people do live their lives based off of music lyrics now. Mm-hmm. So, I'm pretty sure somebody told somebody that they hurt them.
Right? We got R. Kelly, Bump and Grind. That came out in 93. I was born in 93.
No, I can't. Sorry.
Well, no, we can name. Hey,
cancel.
The music and the person are two different things. I'm gonna just say that.
So everybody don't make it based off true reality? I guess.
No.
Right, we just had the whole conversation about people not making music based off reality.
There was some truth in this music. Some truth. So we got Pony by Genuine. You know what year that came out?
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Like 1999.
1996.
Damn.
That's when it came out. End of the Road, Boys to Men. See, I don't feel like Boys to Men get enough credit.
Yeah.
Boys to Men don't get enough fucking credit.
No, I don't get credit. Honestly, they don't get credit in our community at all. But you see places like movies and shows like It's Sunny in Philadelphia throwing them like little credits and shit. I'm like, yo, they really don't give credit at all. You gotta watch a movie like Long Shot, then you be like, oh yeah.
So I'm gonna name you the artist, the year, and the description, and can you tell me the name of this song? So it's by D'Angelo. Came out in 2000. The music video, he's standing there naked singing. What's the name of the song?
Brown Sugar.
What?
Right,
I'd have slapped
there
the
was
shit
so
out of
many
you.
people did so that images. I'm like, yo, I gotta reset it. Standing there, I'm like, yo, so many people did that. I cannot even think of.
How does it feel?
How
does it feel?
Fun fact, I never watched that video.
See, I hated that video.
Never watched that video.
I hated that video as a kid because all the girls. See, I ain't gonna lie, I was a jealous little nigga. When all the girls go crazy over these dudes like B2K and D'Angelo and shit, and I'm just sitting there like, why the fuck you like him? You ain't never gonna talk to him like me, bitch.
I know lie. I think a lot of
I was jealous. I was jealous.
A lot of young men was, because I legit was the same way where, okay, I'm like, yo, what he got? Oh yeah, he's a singer.
Of course he's a singer. He's famous. He's all smooth and buttered up, and he has a six pack.
That's why when I got older, I started saying, ha ha ha, it's funny how y'all used to be on these singers, you know, yada yada yada. Now look at their articles coming out, what they doing. How do y'all feel? Because that was me, that little jealousy shit came back out. I started punching back at people.
So we got Real Love, MJB. We got Trip by LMA. That's one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite new songs. LMA, Trip. That's a good ass song. We got Fantasy by Mariah Carey. Could Have Been by Her. Another great song. If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. Let me tell you something about Alicia Keys. Whenever I had a crush on a girl, Alicia Keys was my go-to music to like sit there and vibe with. Because I would just think about the girl that I would never talk to.
Alicia Keys is a proven fact that that's why I see people nowadays that's like Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, like, you know, same damn near lifestyle. I'm like, Alicia Keys is a proven fact that even though you can have a talent, you really can do how far you want to go with it, and then stop it and say, you know what, I'll pop up here and there. Because
I want, what you gonna
I'm
do?
like, I respect the real people like that who, when they get where they want to or get them financially set, they don't even try to care for go out for it, this and that. I respect her because you see, she can still do it, but she don't even try to drop nothing. You never see no, oh, at least she's dropping this. You see everybody else who's been out before her doing that, but she's comfortable with her lifestyle. I'm like, respect.
So here's another R&B song that I have mixed feelings about, and it's by Rihanna. It's called Needed Me. I know you heard the lyrics before. Baby, you.
Yeah.
See, I love the song.
I don't.
I love the song. I love the delivery. I love the lyrics. Just all together, it's a well put together song.
To me, it's a good song, but when that year that came out, everybody was just somebody. It was
one of those situations where you gotta remind bitches they ain't Rihanna.
It was one of those moments.
I hate to say bitches all the time.
Yo, you had even guys singing that song.
Oh, I'll sing the fuck out of you.
I'm like,
I'm the one that you need. Don't you dare. So there was a time where Neo was my favorite artist, and he had a plethora of good songs that I was a fan of. I don't know where it went downhill, but he went downhill.
He's one of those artists where you'd be like, yo, what made you stop? And then when you actually hear that story,
yeah. And then he wrote for a lot of people too. Yeah. We got Jagged Edge, Let's Get Married. That was a bop in the early 2000s, and a lot of people were getting married to that fucking song.
This is what people, again, I like music, right? This is what people don't touch on. The stress and depression of artists and stuff like that. They'll make them be like, okay, I don't want the spotlight like I thought I wanted the spotlight. And a lot of them stories is that way, where they didn't really want, like, the spotlight got too much for them, you know?
Yeah. So we got... That's it. I don't feel like all these other ones I should even say, because I don't feel like they're even hip-hop's, not hip-hop. They are hip-hop, but they're not like R&B. They're more on the pop side. Now, before we end this, I want to end on just a little debate, because we are running out of time here. Who do you think is the greatest female hip-hop artist?
The greatest female hip hop artist, when it comes to real rough, rugged, rawness, I'm not gonna do the academic and say when it comes to stuff. Honestly, I'm not gonna say Nicki Minaj because I was only lusting over her in high school. I didn't care about her lyrics.
I'm gonna say Nicki Minaj,
but I say her longevity, but her music was everywhere but somewhere. But when it comes to story, all that. I'm going to say Little Kim or Foxy Brown. Why? Because they was actually making real life good songs, not pop sounding, anime sounding songs like that. Yeah. So they was making real life music for the people.
See, I'm going to say Nicki Minaj because she do make those pop bangers, But she do have some songs where she bodies niggas. Where she actually raps.
I would give her that.
Lyricist.
I would give her that, but I realize I do observe people's lyrics so much. See, one of those artists who repeat the same line on a lot of tracks and repeat the same verse, sometimes it's worded differently. I'm like, yo.
I'm still going to give it to her because Nicki Minaj came in the game when the female rap breed was dying, and she completely revived that shit. Completely revived the female hip hop genre, and now today we got female rappers like Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Doja Cat.
When it comes to female genre dying, I think it was a WWE thing in the upper mainstream universe. I'm like, hey, when you follow underground, it was still alive.
It's not getting that recommendation. It's not getting that recognition that it deserves.
I mean,
and I feel like
see a little. I would give it the credit. I mean, if she wasn't the Little Wayne, you bandwagon, then she would still be underground. And nobody give a fuck about it. I believe it was that Little Wayne push that gave her attention.
That Little Wayne push actually helped out a lot, like especially with the Young Money.
I believe, she's the reason why it's back, but we gotta also give Lil Wayne his credit too.
Oh, of course. See,
I'm like,
without Lil Wayne,
when it comes to it was dead in the mainstream. Again, that's all I pointed out, like WWE, and it was like it was all mainstream fault why it was dead because they can close stuff out and they can put it on and say no, don't do it. It was so with me, I always tell people every time I have a conversation, it wasn't dead to me because I'm a mainstream fan, but sometimes I'm like. It don't have to be rough. It don't mean it's raw because it's mainstream. It's 6ix9ine.
See, I fuck with Nicki tough because she write her own shit. She don't fuck with ghostwriters. She can bar a nigga up if she wanted to. She revived the female genre in the hip hop industry.
See,
I
get what he's saying. So that's me. I mean, then I'm having that problem where I'm separating. I'm not separating the character, the actual person from their music. Cause, hey, sometimes. I look at everything as a full body thing where you show me who you are in reality, then your music was, you show a lot of people who you are in reality. That's why you don't hear a lot of her pictures nowadays because she's not a good person. And I can't take away from her music though.
I'm not gonna say she's not a good person. I mean, from what I hear, she'd be a bitch. I mean, but people know how to deal with women accordingly. If that's I know how to deal with bitches. That's all I'm trying to say. A mean woman, I know how to deal with.
Maybe we should put like a percentages on a B word too, like we do the N word thing.
Maybe.
I'm like, if you did that, you would double down.
See, but the thing is, I'm not calling.
I know you're not saying it or not. I know what you mean. But I know exactly. But I'm like, yo, cause hey, when you said that right again, I'm like, when you said. You said the B word statement. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, you said that again. I'm like, maybe we should just
exactly. But so I'm not saying that she is a bitch.
In a
but
form,
there's a such thing as a bitchy attitude. Yeah. It just is what it is. Niggas got bitchy attitudes.
Let's be real. Growing up, sack pop. Everybody that like us and love us today had them attitudes that they wasn't effing with us.
Well, it's almost time to get out. It's almost time to get the fuck out of here.
I did a grown up hip hop, honey. You didn't catch I say grown up sack pop. It's high end.
I don't care. It's time to go. So if you guys, like us, rate, review, subscribe, just get us the fuck out there. Talk about us or talk to us. We don't give a fuck. And right now, my favorite. I'm gonna end it on this. My favorite song by a woman right now. It's Cardi B's Up because that shit is a banger. I don't give a fuck. Don't
catch the air.
That shit is catchy as fuck. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Get your motherfucking coin, nigga. We'll see you next week. This has been the So Unpro podcast with T Robinson, aka Sep30 on Instagram. I told you how to spell that shit at the beginning. If you forgot, rewind it. Love Pain 92, even on the PH system. You don't know what that means. I don't give a fuck. If you don't know how to spell it, if you haven't heard the 2 at the beginning, rewind it. We'll see you guys next week.
Get that, let me rewind it.